Hello all. Hi guys.
Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes,
Guys,
ma'am.
switch
Yes,
on your
ma'am.
cam. Yeah, great. Switch on your cameras. Okay, so this is Jyoti. Okay, I have one more person here. Hira. Hira, can you switch on your camera?
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. Abhishek, camera. Okay. Hello, Venkatesh. Hello, Karthik.
Hi, ma'am. Hi.
Karthik, it is required for you to switch on your camera. If it is on, I still cannot see you. Yeah, hello. Okay, so it's 3 minutes past 4. Okay, from now on, guys, your lectures, your sessions with me are going to be from 4 o'clock onwards. Okay, 4 to 6. Before that, I will be available for your doubts. If you have any, you can catch up with me. Okay, you can WhatsApp me. I'm there on WhatsApp as well, so you can chat with me there. Okay, make sure that you chat on the group so that if anybody else has got the same doubt, we can get through it. Okay, and there's a helicopter, just a minute. And you can also email me at Java Mentors, right, for all your doubts or anything that you're missing out. Okay, now all of you must have received a new link, a new LMS link. Is it accessible? Did you receive it yet, or it is still pending? Yes. The LMS link, is it working for you guys? Is it given to you?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
It
ma'am.
is working.
working.
Okay. So first of all, I would do a quick walkthrough for that reason. Okay. And so that I want you to show up some efforts in there, and then we'll go ahead with the later task. Okay. So I would like to ask you one more thing to all of you. Can you tell me, guys, how did you make this 4 to 5 days fruitful for you in terms of interview preparation? Did you do anything extra to get through it? Yes? Anything, guys, even the smallest effort is going to help you to crack the interview. That is the major goal. I have seen a lot of people, they have sent me assignments, so that is visible to me for now. Yes, so I have given responses to many of them. If you have received any rejected ones, that means if any of your assignments are rejected, make sure that you resubmit it to me. Okay, I have given you the notion what has to be done. I have given you the thing that has to be done. Let me again give you a quick walkthrough if it is still not accepted. Okay, is that clear to all? I'll show you some sample examples that you can follow while you're doing your assignments. Okay, although the question seems simple, you have to make it in such a way that it is enough for you to crack your interview. So it has to be in that term itself. MCQs that you see are very simple for you to do. Okay, it's not a very rocket science. Okay, so you can go through that easily. The only thing that I look for when I'm checking your assignments is the way you present it, the way you write your code, the way you have written it into your document. Okay, am I clear to all? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so is there anybody new here except for Hira? Hira, hi. Can you just give me a brief introduction of yourself? Yes?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Hira, and I'm from EC department. Passed out 2021. I have studied in BVC College of Engineering, Palcharla. So I'm recently located to Hyderabad. So
Okay,
yeah,
great.
that's it.
Nice. So you are from an ECS background. That means you are from electronics and computer
Yes,
science.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You have IT in you. Do you know Core Java, Advanced Java?
Somewhat, ma'am.
Okay. I can see there's a person called as user great. Okay, who will continue in some time. Okay.
Okay.
You just have to keep your camera on. You can ask me any doubt that you want, and we'll go ahead with this. Okay. So who is this Mr. User? Yes, you need to change your name. Suresh.
Yes, ma'am. I need to.
Okay. Hello, Chari. Can you switch on your camera? Hello. Can you just tell me about yourself? Yes. You need to unmute yourself and then you can talk. Chari? Cannot hear you. You need to unmute.
I'm sorry. Am I
Hello.
audible?
Yeah. Can you just
Am I
introduce
audible to
yourself?
you?
No, you're not very audible, but you can make it more clear though. You can try again.
Now, please come.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Nagabala Brahmachari. I have graduated from Rajiv Gandhi University of Technology and Technology Stream from computer science. And recently, I have completed my internship as a backend developer at TV2J Private Limited Hyderabad. And I have some experience on Python, Java, C, and SQL, and PHP framework Laravel, and my area
Okay.
of interests are ST and
That's it. Okay. Great.
yeah,
Great. So you know Core Java, right? You're good with that,
yeah,
right?
yes, yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So Sridhar, can you switch on your camera?
Yeah, man. Just a minute. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Can you just introduce yourself to me?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah. Myself, Sridhar. I'm B graduated in Dayanand Sagar College, Bangalore. The specification as Information Science and Engineering. I know technology as Java and SQL and DS. This is my main thing.
Okay.
Focusing on this. Also completed in on 2 or 3 months completed in intensive Python D Django. my projects also completed as a core Java project in intermediate in engineering time. After the main engineering project has a machine learning project now. Automation timetable generating using machine learning algorithm.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so great. So you know core Java, right?
Yeah, no, mom. Core Java and
Oh,
Java collections.
okay. Great, great, great. So we'll work in that perspective. I'll give you some of the other tasks to perform to get through how much you
Yeah,
know and how much we can go ahead with.
yeah, fine,
So you
ma'am.
also have working experience, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so you can mute yourself. Okay, so
Thank you.
hello all. We are here joining back after the Diwali vacation, which we were having for quite some time. And now we are going to continue with our task. What now? We'll try to take up a new approach in here. Okay, I will try to divide so I have shown some of them, some of the candidates who are there online have joined me beforehand, and some of you are new. So it becomes a streamlined thing that we can follow. I can show you a path that you can follow for again accomplishing your task, accomplishing or getting the knowledge of what is required for your interviews. Okay, so in this, if you have got any kind of doubt, you can directly contact me, you can let me know. Okay, so starting with the very first thing that I always show to all of you is the topics that is important for your interview. Okay, now why am I going through that? Now I'll be showing you the way you're going to prepare yourself for the interviews. Okay, what all things you should be knowing if you say you know a particular concept. So we'll try to break it down in that particular aspect. Okay, before starting with that, I would like you all to go through all the LMS videos. Okay, let me just share my screen and I'll tell you what is to be done with everything that you have. Okay, are we good here? Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible to all? Yes?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
So this
ma'am.
is your LMS. There are 10 modules which are mentioned in here. Okay. I will be focusing more on core Java concept because you don't know Java, you cannot go ahead with the other modules which you have. Okay, the first 5 modules, it is required that you be thorough with the first 5 modules which are mentioned. Let me name them. This is Java programming, SQL, then HTML, JavaScript, and core Java. So make sure that you're very good in these 5 modules which are mentioned in here. It is only after that we will be taking a step ahead to go through or to understand how to create enterprise level project, how to deal with the projects, how people in the organization they create projects, although they have got their live environment, but the logic, the background, everything remains the same, which we are going to see after these 5 modules if you are good in these 5 modules. So things that are required from your end. Okay, you need to go through all the e-learning videos. If you check, if you click on this, okay, you are getting some videos to look up for. So click on those buttons. So it is simple curated YouTube videos. Okay, it is not a rocket science. Simple videos which has been curated, filtered for your reason. Okay, here we are focusing on DXE interviews. Okay, for now it is for that reason. So you make sure that for them what all contents are required, that company requires you to know these fundamentals. So those fundamentals are present in each of these videos. Now how are you going to prepare for it? So let's say for example you are just a beginner or you are from an electronic background and it's just a first step for you guys. So you guys are going to go through each of the video and jot down the points which you find is important, which you find is going to make sense to you when you go back and check through your notes. Do I make sense? Yes? Yes, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Likewise, if you guys are professionals already, you are intermediators in Java programming, you know how to work, how to code your programs. That is wonderful, that is good. But still, because we are in such a mode of Java. Java is huge and it has got so many things associated with it. So now we have to be stable at to a particular point where we know every in and out, everything about that concept. Okay, so that everything is to be done by the other people. So you can do some research, you can talk to me, find some ask for some guidance, whatever you need some notes, you want some, whatever help you need, whatever guidance you need, I'll be there to help you out for the same. But the first step has to be coming from your end. Okay, although this was quite a vacation for people, those who have joined me before, but I want to see you guys go ahead in future. I want you to show the interview that you are of great deal. If they hire you, you are going to be um, the candidate that they cannot reject. So you need to make yourself that profound, that good. So that is only going to come if you break out each and every concept, type it out, and learn how to do it in every aspect. Am I clear to all of you? Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can see in here. So just go through these videos and just jot down the points which you feel is important. Then there are MCQs which you need to do. Okay, they're not very tedious. They are not very simple either. But I would ask you to not research. Okay, rather you just go through the questions, understand whether you can reply to that question or respond to that question, because the questions there, these questions are readily available in a twisted format. You will get it, because if you research what are the methods in so and so class, you'll get it. You are researching, you are not increasing your knowledge. So for doing that, you will have to prepare for what is given, what content it is there. So let's say, for example, if this module 1 chapter wise quiz 1 is present in here, this particular quiz will have all the questions from the previous topics which are mentioned in the module. Is that clear to you? Yes. If you check for the later one, let's say for quiz 2 is going to have questions from these content after your previous quiz. So it has been logically divided into such a way that you prepare into sections and then you can give quizzes. Okay, since you have already attempted, since you have already done it, you know how to deal with it. So I'm talking about if what you're going to do if you go ahead with this. Okay, am I clear to all? Okay, it is mandatory, it is very, very important that you go through these e-learning videos. Okay, because if you search online, you can do it. Okay, it's not a big deal that if you don't if you don't go through these videos. Yes, it is a big deal. Why? Because if you go and search for YouTube, okay, in YouTube you're searching for Java array, okay, and then you search for a video on that. So when you see there are tons of videos, different people explaining you different terms. Okay, they're giving you a lot of inputs, which is very difficult for you to grasp at a particular instance. So everything that you see in here on this LMS, this learning management system, is for your convenience. It is for your reason. It is for you. Okay, make it useful. Unless and until you don't go through it, it is not going to be useful. If you find something not to the point, you want to discuss about it, I am there. You can just ping me. Okay, I'll be giving you some time to connect to me, then we'll connect and get the whatever issues we have sorted out. Is that clear to all? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, some of you are sitting in dark. I am not aware about this reason, but please be in light. Yeah, Jyoti. Yes. So Jyoti, I want to ask you now. This was all about LMS, okay? Also, there is module level quiz that you need to do along with some assignments which are supposed to be done. Okay. So I would like to ask you what, how this thing has helped you, and what other help do you want or guidance do you want to go through this? Can you tell me? Because you know Java already. I have conducted your interview. It is okay for me. Okay, you're not great, because for being great you should be able to answer everything, and you were not able to answer everything, and I'm being very frank on this term, right? So we need to be to that extent that whatever question asked, you are good, you are excellent. Okay, no one can reject you in that perspective. So what was the deal? What was the problem? What do you want me to help you with? Because we have come a month apart. Now we can talk about it. Yes? Can you tell me, Jyoti?
Yes, through these videos, I can easily say I started to learn self-learning, ma'am.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
And
By the modules, ma'am, uh, by learning these topics, I started. I'm ready to means. I'm getting some knowledge, some knowledge of code Java, ma'am.
okay, so if I ask you, are
Because
you
I
ready
don't
to?
know anything about SQL, but through these videos, uh, I'm these videos are very clearly understand, ma'am. We can understand very clearly by these videos, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Hmm.
So now if I ask you
If
that
I have
whether,
any doubt, I put it in a Slack, ma'am.
okay, okay, great. So can I ask you one question?
Okay, ma'am.
So now are you ready for the interview?
Yes, ma'am.
You are? I'm giving you 10 minutes of time to give me dynamic polymorphism. Will you be able to write this program for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can. Sure.
I will try, ma'am.
You have to be sure. Now, this trying thing is supposed to get off your screen, okay? You should not be having, I will try, let me give a try. This is not the deal, okay? It's not necessary that you'll be knowing everything which is present in the universe, but the basic questions which I have discussed with you, you should be at least knowing how to deal with them. Yes, you have to come to that point. So what do you think is lacking from my end to help you for these programs? What should I do? You tell me. Okay, no issues. Don't worry. We'll see to it. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Good. Pavan,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me, did you step ahead or are you still at the electronic background? You were there in Java, right? Yes?
Yes, yes. What I would like to say is I had a step ahead and learned new things about core Java and also some basics of programming. So I have done few programs.
So whatever you know, you just say it confidently. Okay? Okay, your voice is not that confident enough for the interviewer to make sure that you are capable for that position. Your capability comes from the way you talk. Your capability comes from the way you take the situation coming under you. Yes, and
Yes,
try to smile rather than having a frozen face or maybe some things which are not very friendly. Okay, it is not very friendly to me wherein you're very much self it's very tiring that you are, it has to be a good vocal voice, a good sound that you should be having while talking, because we are not connected. We are not standing in front of each other, right? I'm there I've connected through internet, and it's quite difficult for me if the connection goes off and you are not in a sync to talk to me. Okay, what if I talk the way you are talking? Okay, what happens then? None of the people, those who are here in this particular session, will be sitting for my session for the next day. They won't. So if you want the HR manager of that company to call you, you should be vocal. You should be vocal in a proper term. You know something, you must be knowing it in a good manner, good pattern. Have confidence in your talking. Talk properly. Yes.
yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so
Yes,
now, so the question which I asked before to the other candidate, are you ready for the interview?
One way or the other, I would like to say I am half the way.
You're half the way. So, you'll have to make the halfway come through, the remaining halfway, in this week itself. Because we have interviews back to back, and I don't have people to send in there. So I want candidates, good people, to get through it. I'll be preparing you guys, but I'm giving you some ultimatum so that you are mentally prepared that you should be having some goal for a given week. Yes?
Yes.
Getting the deal? Great. Good.
Okay.
Abhishek. Yes. Tell me.
I have learned logic problems, and uh, I didn't learn about the OOPS concept. I didn't practice. That's
Is it lacking from my end or it is from your end?
my end.
So when do you think this can be done in time?
From today, I will practice.
Because I said you last week. From today, what were you doing since morning?
No, ma'am, I practiced logic problems.
You did logic problems. So if I
Yeah,
give you to draw a full triangle, pyramid, will you be able to?
no, ma'am,
You say that you know logic. Okay, when you say you know logic, it should be everything. That is what I'm saying, guys. Now you should be having such a confidence that whatever asked, you should be able to answer it. Yes, that is how you need to prepare yourself. Okay, please work from your end. The self-learning part is very much required. Venkatesh.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm preparing, ma'am. Yeah, I think this week I ready for the interview, ma'am.
Sorry, you are?
Yeah, within a week I will be ready, ma'am. Within a week.
Within a week,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
will be ready.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'll take that week. Karthik,
Yes, ma'am.
what do you think?
Almost ready.
Talk loudly.
I'm almost ready, ma'am.
You ready?
Almost ready, ma'am.
Okay, can you print me series of all prime numbers from 1 to 10 now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Only prime
Show
number,
it to
ma'am.
me. Yeah, all the prime numbers from 1 to 10.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Start typing. Share your screen. Danush, you can mute yourself. You're sharing your screen. Karthik, you can mute yourself. We'll be talking to the next person. Danush,
Hello, ma'am.
hello. Tell me.
Hello. Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty much prepared, ma'am, for the
You
interview.
are?
Yeah, pretty much prepared for the interview.
Can you tell me the difference between collection and collections?
Yeah, no, ma'am.
Yeah, now.
Difference between
Collection and collections.
collection and collections. Uh,
Yes.
it is an interface, ma'am. The collection,
Which one is an interface?
collection,
And
collections
collections?
is a utility class.
What do you mean by utility class?
Uh,
What are arrays?
Sorry, ma'am.
Arrays. What are arrays?
AR,
Arrays.
yeah.
Arrays.
Array is an object dynamically generated class, ma'am.
What are arrays?
is a set of variable reference using a single variable.
I'm not asking array, I'm asking you arrays.
Arrays. No. It's a container object.
Wow. It seems that you Google. So first you don't answer it and then next time you can. I don't get it.
Sorry, ma'am.
With the keyword that I'm asking for. Okay, give
Uh,
me the difference between a class and an interface.
Class and interface. Uh,
Okay, next. Chari.
Actually, I am a Python guy. I know the theoretical knowledge, and I need some time to study.
Okay, so you are a Python guy.
Yeah,
Okay. So you can tell me, right? Which one is better, Python or Java?
I always prefer Python.
Then why are you for the Java class?
Actually, it is popular nowadays.
So you think Python is not
Yeah,
popular?
yeah,
You think
it's
Python is not popular?
no, and it comes to machine learning or data science, in that field, Python is very popular.
Okay, so machine learning and data science, Java is not a good option, that you're saying. Why?
Yeah,
Why?
because library problems,
Because
library problem. Python has a lot of libraries.
okay, it has got some libraries that is what I can hear because your network is not good. So Java does not have those jar files required for machine learning. Cannot hear you. You're saying something?
Am I with you?
What?
Am I with you?
I don't get you. Can you type it? Your network is not good. So when you're talking, make sure that your hands free or whatever you're using, it's loud enough and clear enough for the person who is listening to you. Okay? So the answer for which one is better, Python or Java, is that if I have to go for some huge programmings wherein I need to write algorithms, where algorithm is supposed to be converted into some big programs, which in itself has got a lot of functions and inbuilt stuff to use for, then we go for Python. Because I know Python, I have dealt with both Python and Java. So Java is wonderful if I have to create a secure applications which is into object-oriented terminology. And if I want something to be written into an interpreted format, of something which has to be executed more quickly, then I make use of Python. So both Python and Java were introduced in the same year in the market, but Java took pace because of its how great it was while how we write the program, because it was more like C and C++. Python is a free-form language and it requires you to be more versatile with your capabilities in typing and writing code. How good are you in that? So it helps you in that perspective. But what is going to stay in the market is both. Why? Because both are required. Now we have Java 17 into the market and still Python is into the picture. Yes? So both of them are equally good considering which part they are working for. Yes?
Yeah, yes.
So you should be justifying. So you cannot make any language go low. You need to have a proper justification for both of them. If you know technology, say it out loud that why it is good for a particular person. Yes.
Yes, got it.
Okay, great. Okay, so if given a task, so you know Python, so you can write a prime number program.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yes, I can write.
You can write.
Yeah,
Okay, that's good. In Python, right? How about in Java?
Python or Java,
Both.
both I can. Yeah.
Okay. Can you do dynamic method dispatch in Java?
No, I don't have.
Okay. Can you create array of objects in Java?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, wonderful. So I need to take a quick quiz for you. So you have given all the quiz and all the assignments are submitted by you, right?
No, I have just completed 2 pages.
Okay, so just make sure that you do it. Yeah, quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yes, Mr. Suresh, I saw your programs. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
your assignment. Okay, good. But it's not great because everybody that I see, everyone is doing the same job. They are just searching onto the internet, creating, just copy pasting the code, typing it out. So, how can I tell that the program that you have written is not copied from the internet? Okay, it's not only applied to, it applies to everyone. Yes, you have to create your own variables. You need to create your own functions, your own methods, your own way of writing the code. Because if I have got 10 people in front of me, all 10 of them given a chance can write the program in their own way, right? You need to come up with a way which is simpler for you, okay, which is good for you. Okay, great. So now if I ask you to write a program, will you be able to? Are you ready for the interview?
Mm, ma'am, I'm not sure, but I'm not sure, ma'am, but I will do, ma'am.
You can try, right?
But
Of course, everybody can try. Not all try falls for success. Okay, not all tries go for success. It's not false, it goes for success. So a try has to be in such a way that is going to be a success. So always, guys, whenever you are there for an interview, make sure that your statements does not contain not, never, no, don't know. Don't use these terms. Yes, at the time of the interview, you have to make sure that whatever you're talking is all in an assertive statement. You know grammar, right? Assertive positive statement. Okay.
ma'am,
Okay,
ma'am, I need
fine.
to complete, and I'll take some time, and I will attend the interview, ma'am.
See, the time is not, time is required, and time is not something that you can keep up to. You have to look up to that how much time you would require to complete a task. Okay, given the time. Okay, so people those who are not great with Java, okay, you can make it, do it in such a way that your things can be more easy within this week. So what I can do here is from today onwards, I'll be starting with core Java conceptual and programming way in which you can, prepare yourself for the interview. What all contents, what all catchy terms are there for the interview? Because it is not only the programs that they will be asking you. They will ask you concepts. They will ask you things such as, can you tell me where is out present? Can you tell me where is OUT, system.out.println? Where is this out present? Do you know where is out?
Yes, ma'am. Out is the it will to print the our result, ma'am. And the system is the default class, and out, sorry, out is the field. Out is the field or method, uh, uh, and the system is the class, default class, and println is the created for to print the our result. System.
Okay, okay, fine. So whatever you're saying is to some extent correct. Okay, because if you're saying that out is a key, you said some term like a field.
Field or
Okay,
method or
what do you think? Out is a method? You're not making any sense in here. So you need to research on these concepts and make more technical evidences to your answers. Make more um, make more what do you call this one? Some meaningful statements. Okay, the ones which are going to be meaningful for the interview. Okay, good. Yes, Sridhar, can I talk to you?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, yeah, great. So, if given a chance, will you be able to write a program?
Yeah, ma'am.
Is there any possibility that you might not be able to?
But one clarification, one clarification, I have one doubt, ma'am. Actually, we are given questions and any concept that. Hello, you listening, ma'am? Hello.
Yes, yes, yes.
In it questions, which type of concept to use? Yeah, this means library functions without functions with functions.
It has to be without any inbuilt function.
Yeah, this type of questions are confusing in this situation. This is facing the problem, and also coding issue. Coding means practice the problems. I will starting this condition.
So what I've understood from what you're saying is that you're confused with the question, whether the question are to be done with inbuilt function or without inbuilt
Yeah,
function,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, it has to be done without.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Okay. So how you're going to do it without? You're going to search for a method that can help you to do so.
Uh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, okay, fine, ma'am.
Okay.
And my another question is when you given when you open the when given question, ma'am. The lot of questions are given in any interview, ma'am. In these questions, how to handle that you given run to test case or a complete program, the time complexities and
Time complexities. So you have
yeah,
given some interviews, and
uh,
in those interview there was some time complexity problems asked. That is what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah, ma'am, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, running the simulation task, ma'am. When is running the one coding that platform coding, then you run the test cases. Actually, program writing the program, you run the test cases. In the test cases, you solve the program, but you have complexity problems, time complexity.
So you have been given test cases, that you're saying.
Yeah,
Test cases are for testing.
yeah, no, not and then no, not test cases. No. Actually, you are write the program in the platform, given platform, assignment platform. When run the
Mhm.
program, you minimum you run the test cases. I mean, test cases. One input has given simultaneously. You run the test case 1, 2, 3 in complexity of the time.
So this has to be some kind of formula that you're referring to. Okay.
Yeah,
So for understanding it is actually one of the part of your data analysis. So if
yeah,
you
yeah.
write a program, what are the chances
Actually,
that this particular line is going to not create any error, or it is going to work? What is going to be the time complexity in each one of them? So there's omega, there's alpha.
yeah,
There
yeah,
there are a lot of things to be considered in there.
yeah.
It is
Actually,
a whole lot different concept in here.
yeah.
Okay.
I say an example. You
So
given
this
the
was
reverse
something that
function.
you had dealt with.
Yeah. Given the reverse problem. No. If that reverse problem, you go to the library function. You go 4 or 5 lines. You completed the program. But without
Yes.
library, you can go through 10 or 15 lines program. When
Yeah.
given to submit the program to the given some compiling, they'll taking the simultaneous input. There is generating test case one. You possible to the minimum to maximum input. This is fit or not that program.
Okay. So what are you exactly asking me? I'm still not getting it.
The time complexity is problem actually.
The time complex. So you are saying instead of writing it using 15 lines of code, you want
Yeah,
to write it in with 4 lines of code.
yeah,
That is not going to help me to check your logic. Time complexity is a different deal. Okay, that is a different ideology that we are following. Here we are checking how are you logically fit to reverse a number, to reverse a string. Okay, given the function, I can directly put it in there and I can get the output. So what are you doing in there? Just using dot and then reverse function is not going to make any sense. It is not going to improve your logic. We are not talking
Fine.
from the perspective of that your program is directly going for your client. Okay, first you have to be hired for that job. That hiring requires for you to have the logic. We
Fine.
cannot talk about time complexities in every deal in here. Okay, now that becomes a very different concept. There are some limitations. You need to know,
Fine.
you need to have the knowledge
Yeah.
of getting through all the types of the ways in which you can write a code. Yes.
Okay, fine, ma'am. Thank you. Okay. You learn the logic, the whatever given problems, you learn the whatever you have that problem, you logic you have, you know that logic.
You're asking me or talking to me?
Yeah, ma'am. Just asking to that.
You don't
You.
have to mug, you don't have to ratify the logic. It has to come up. It has
Yeah.
to come from your instinct that given a question, given a problem statement, how you're going to solve it.
Okay, fine.
That is something that I'm going to teach you. Okay, I'll
Okay,
tell
okay.
you if there's a problem given, how are you going to deal with it. I'm not
Yeah.
going to write a program for you. It is not going to make
Uh,
any sense because I'm not going to be there. If I teach you only prime number 5 programs, okay, let's say I've got A, B, C, D, E programs with me, and I have given you a thorough practice on this. And what if the person at the interview is asking you the program X? That is not going to make any sense, right? You have to be prepared in such a term that you know, given the problem XYZ, you are prepared for it because you know
okay.
how to think about it.
Yeah.
The thinking is logic
Logic.
building.
Logic implementation.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
give me 2 or 3 days. I will learn that implementations of things.
Okay. Wonderful. Great.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Karthik. Is your program running? Why do you have error? Do you read the error?
Yes,
If
ma'am.
you encounter any error, there is a proper message given to it. Can you see on line number 14, error, variable count might not have been initialized. There is a variable called as count which has not been initialized. It is that simple. That is what you are lacking. How do you initialize? If there's nothing, you can initialize the count or any variable to 0 is
Yes.
equal to 0.
Already.
That is what you're doing. If make it 1 is equal to 1. If you're making it 0 there, okay, and the logic will change. Undo. Initialization is done at the time of declaration as well. Can you see there int a comma num comma count? Yes, initialize it to 1. Save it. Let it be there. Okay, no, just take it out. Yeah, take it out. I don't know what is the logic all about. Okay, do it. Because just take this out and initialize it to 0 there. Up. Take this out. Delete. Count is equal to 0. Make it count is equal to 0 up. On line number 4. Yeah, there. 0. Save and see. Execute. Okay. The program is
Yeah.
not working.
Okay, brother.
Yes.
And
Why is the program not working? So you have tried to mix up two programs and this is what you get. Right? My question was for you to print all the prime numbers between 1 to 10. Okay? You have your logic but not properly placed.
मैं तो रात को सपना आया मतलब देखने कार्तिक
Okay,
थाईलैंड
stop
चला
sharing.
गया
Resolve
सही है
your
ना
error and then talk to me. Okay?
okay.
Yes, Hira.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Do you know how to write programs in Java?
Yes, ma'am. Somewhat.
Yes? Somewhat.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what is the extent you are okay to write programs? You're good,
So,
you're great, you're okay.
okay, ma'am.
You have to make it good and great.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, so let's start with what I wish to talk to you guys about. Okay, I've shared these with the people already. Okay, if I've not shared, don't worry, I'll be sharing with you guys again. Okay, so these are the concepts again that we should be knowing about. So, how do you practice while you're coding? How will you practice at your end if you have to type it out? Okay, make sure that you don't make use of Eclipse. Okay, but you should be knowing how to create programs in Eclipse. Do you understand the statement? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
you should be knowing how to create programs, how to create projects in Eclipse, but you
Yeah,
are going to practice your logic on Notepad or Notepad++. Okay, that helps you to get through all the naming conventions and everything required. So you tend to make a lot of mistakes and eventually you don't make a lot of mistakes. It is going to reduce gradually. Okay, so this is how you do it. Let's start with this one. Okay, the programming basics. Everybody needs to know how to create Java packages, class, methods, and everything. What do you think? How do you create a package? How do you create a class? Class is a keyword, has to be done in small case. Yes? Let's say I'm creating my first class as test. Okay, make sure you have brackets. This is how you do it. Have a tab space. This is for indentation, very much required. Okay, it is required that you put the indentation in your code. Let's say I'm typing here as public static void main. Okay, why do we have all these things into my system? Yes, why do we write everything? If I have to write, because when I was in C and C++, I need not write public static void main. It was only required by me to write main, int main or void main. Why do we need to write public static void main? The first reason for writing here is, now I'm going to give you all the reasons and everything together. I'll be writing the program, giving you some output, writing the program, giving you the reasons. So you have to be ready with a paper or pen or anything with you that you can jot down when I'm talking. Okay. So here, what you can, why do we write this? Because main is present inside class test. Everything in Java is in object oriented programming way. Okay, it is the approach that we follow. So this approach requires you to write everything inside the main. So if I have to get into a room, I require an entry point. So main is the entry point to any of the program that you wish to write. If you wish to execute it, then you would require main. If you're working with stand-alone application or if you're working with standard edition, you get the point? Okay, I'm talking about normal console based application. But if I talk about any other programming, let's say if I'm talking about J2EE, that is Enterprise Edition, doing programming with struts or Hibernate or Spring, then you don't need to have main because those are programs to be executed or those are the projects to be executed on browser. You get the point? This is something that will be executed on your console window. So you should be knowing the basic differences. You get me? Java does only not deal with standard edition or JEE edition. It also works with J2ME, that is mobile edition of Java. Okay, you know, previously we were having phones wherein there were a colorful Java application which used to open up. I'm not talking about touchscreens. I'm talking about the era just before touchscreen. They were J2ME, mobile edition of your Java. Then came Android, and now Android is flourishing again. It is written in Java and Kotlin. So you should be knowing about all these things. Okay, they have got their own simulators. Once you write a code, it is required by you to execute it. The execution depends upon the type of framework you're working with. You're working with standard console-based application programs in Java, so not a very big deal in here. So we can work in here. Okay, so we have got class test. Okay, now so the reason for having main is because it is inside my test class, and for my JVM to understand that this is the entry point for any of my connected programs present in this class is main. Do you get the point? Yes. Now, public because a main is supposed to be accessible from anywhere. Static because I do not want to create an object to call the main method, because I am working with object oriented approach. It is not required at all for me to create an instance, and then, so let's say if I have to create an instance and call the method, it has to be test t is equal to new test, and then I'll call t dot main, which is not the deal. I want my JVM to directly come and encounter the main method and execute everything written in there, and hence we have to make it static, a class level member. Void means it is not going to return me anything. Okay, now next thing that we have in here is packages. So if I have to declare a package, okay, this is very important again. Package is nothing but logically dividing your, not logically but physically dividing your data into divisions, okay, into group of similar types. Let's say for example, if I'm working with java.io, it is one of the packages present in Java. IO stands for input and output, and all the classes, all the interfaces were related to that particular concept, were related to that functionality, will be present in IO. That is input and output. Okay, so if I have to name them, I will be having things like input stream, output stream, reader, writer, file input stream, byte input stream, buffered reader, buffered writer, buffered input stream, all these things. So if I'm, because I'm dealing with input and output, it is comprised into a single directory, which is compressed in the form of jar, and that is what we use. You get the point? That is a package. A package is your folder. Okay, in a very simple term. So you specify package, and whatever your package name is, you write com.ml. So this is what we have been writing so far, right? Dot, and let's say what I wish to write in here. Um, let's say a demo project. So this is how you're going to do it. First comes your package hierarchy, next comes your import statement. Let's say, for example, import is something which is used to import anything into your system, okay, anything into your file that you're working with. Considering that we have got a lot of jars present into our system, we will be talking in that term. So let's say, for example, if I have to write a simple input output program, so I might require this. Let's say I wish to write scanner. What is scanner supposed to do? Scanner is a class. So you should be knowing about all these things. The scanner is a class which is present in util package, which is going to take input from the user through the methods such as, can you name the methods of scanner class which you use? Abhishek, methods of scanner class. Yes?
Java. Java.
I'm talking about methods which are present in scanner class. Methods of scanner class. Who can answer me this question?
Dot h dot next line, h dot next int, h dot.
Correct. Yes, those are the methods. And the package in which scanner is present is the answer which you were giving. Yes, Abhishek?
Yeah.
You get the point? Yes, the package name. So
Yeah.
if I have to take up any package from some external source, okay, then I will write import. The source has to be your Java itself, Java jar which you have installed into your system. So you write import, and then you write Java dot. It is present inside util because it is a utility thing. Okay, I can either have a star here. Star or asterisk means everything which is present in util. Okay, Or I can be more specific in the term that what exactly I need from that particular class. Yes, you can do it in either way. We can have an asterisk or this. Which one is better? An asterisk or a scanner? Or the name of the class or interface that I'm working with? Which one is better?
Stick is better.
Which one?
Astic.
Why?
As it contains many of the classes in a group, so that in that way we can access many of the classes in that asterisk symbol.
Okay. Yes. So if, let's say, for example, if I have got some more classes, let's say I also want to deal with collections. So I might have to write one more import statement for java.util.collection, java.util.list, and java. And so many different things I will have to, so the number of lines of my code might increase. So to reduce that, I can, instead of writing scanner, I can simply put an asterisk. So that will help me out in that perspective. Okay, correct, great. So I can write here names. So you always make sure that you have names which are familiar, which are simple, the names which you wish to give. So I just keep SC, or you can just make it scanner. So all the class names are with capital letters, the variable names, the property names, object names, everything are in camel case. Okay, so I can write it in this way: new system dot, sorry, new scanner, and then system. So here, this is how you create an object. And then let's say if I have to take it inside an int, I will say int I is equal to sc dot next is a method used, and int is more specific for integer values. Okay. Now this input for scanner can come from any source. Okay, my source can be anything.
System.
You should be knowing that it is not only one thing that I can accept. I can accept the data from the file. I can accept the data from any pipe. Okay. I can accept it from any other sources. So here my source is my system, and hence we write system.in. Okay. So system.in, system is a class present inside lang package. Lang is a package which is by default imported by all the classes which are present in Java. Okay. So in, what is in? System is a class. Dot in. What is in?
Input, mom.
Input.
In is input.
Input to the user.
I'm not sure. I want to know what exactly that is.
Input output.
Method,
It's like the input method.
Taking input.
Input method, ma'am.
Input method. So what is system.out?
Output.
Out is a joining keyword between system and method, which is
It is a
in the class.
keyword.
Joining keyword class.
No, out is the object, ma'am. Actually, you can print out object. System is a predefined class, ma'am. System is a predefined class, ma'am.
Yes.
And out is an object, actually, ma'am.
Correct. Then what is in?
This is one also object.
Object of which class?
System class.
System class.
I don't know, ma'am.
IO class. IO.
Yes. System class. Where is in and out present? In which class?
IO class.
IO class. Are you sure IO is a class? The terms. System again is present in, so if I have to again print up the value, I can write system dot out dot println. Now can you tell me what is out? In and out, both of them. System is something which is present in our lang package. What about the rest? What about in and out? Where is IO? What is IO?
Input output stream, ma'am.
Which one is input stream?
Yeah, system.in. System.in
Who is
input
talking? Can you
stream.
switch on your camera?
Yeah, ma'am.
Switch on your camera when you're talking to
Yeah.
me. Yes. System dot in.
Yeah.
That is system dot in is
Input stream, ma'am.
okay. And what is system dot out?
Output stream. Hello. Hello.
Yes, guys. Where is print method present?
Print method.
In and out both are objects as well as member of the classes of system. It is because of that you can access it. But if I have to make it in very clear terms, I will say that system.in is input stream, whereas system.out, system.error, these are print stream. These are objects of print stream. Yes, in and out they come from IO package. IO is a package, input output package. Yes. So because out is something which is present in both the different packages which we have, hence, so I would say println is a method. Println, these methods are present in IO class print stream package. Okay. So if I have to a print stream class, so if I have to access two different, if I want to to join two different things, here the middleman is my out object, which acts as a variable or which acts as a property for my system class, an object for my print stream class, because I cannot access a method without an object. Yes, you get the point. This is one of the twisted
Yeah.
questions that they
Yeah, ma'am.
might do
Yes.
with. Okay,
Yeah.
you get the point, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the whole and soul that you have for your basic program. Okay, moving on to the next thing. Okay, I'll have to save it. I'll be sharing you all these programs so you can access it, and you can let me know if you have any doubt. This is my first program. So is what should I save my file with the name as? What should be the name of my file?
.java.
Yes,
.java.
of course. The name I'm asking.
Um,
Can
Repeat
I
the
write
question, ma'am.
demo.java?
Repeat
What
the
should be
question.
the name of the file if I'm saving my file?
Please,
First letter should be
without use
capital.
the keywords.
Yes.
Cannot use the keywords. You can use the.
The file name should be the class name of the class name where the main method is present.
Yes. So I can, let's say, for example, I can keep it demo.java. Okay. Let's keep it for this one now. Okay, so let me just execute the code. I don't have the code. Let's search for the code. It's present not in here. Where are you? Okay. I'll take the path, change my directory, cd path paste, change the drive, and this is where I am. So I will say Java C, do a tab space, I'll be getting the program. Okay, there's an error. Let's see the error. Where is the error? So it is saying, okay, habit. Okay, compile the code. So if I compile the code, you can see now Even though I have named my file as demo.java, it is giving me the class file, the bytecode which has been converted in the name of your main method class name. Yes. So if you wish to execute anything, you will be calling out that particular class name. Okay. So what I mean here is that I can do it in this way, like this. Oh, my screen is not shared. It was.
No, ma'am.
Let's see. Okay. Let me just check. So I just wrote the whole program without you looking at the. अरे यार पहले बोलने का था ना. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
This is the program that I have written. Okay. And when I execute the code, it is going to be in such a way. Okay. So now I have created the file with the name demo.java, but my class name is test. So if I compile my code, my program will generate test.java class. So if I try to execute my code java.demo, it will say it cannot find that particular class. So how do I do that? How do I execute? I do it in this way. What nonsense. I have test, right? Java test.
Then Java C. Okay.
No, it's for compiling. For execution, you directly write the Java and then
Java.class name now.
Yes, of course. It should work, right? Compile. What is wrong? Oh, of course. I have tried to do this, so it is putting that into this package. So it is not working. So compiling the demo code again and then trying to execute Java test. Oh, because I changed it. Compile. Putting some integer value, getting the output. Yeah? You get the point? Yes, guys? Okay. So this is the deal. So why was I getting the error? Because it was into this package. A package is nothing but the folder. So if I have to access that, I have to go through those folders as well. It is a logical division which is created in here. But if I actually work within the projects, then those many sections will be created for my system. You get the point? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. There's so many things which are open in here. Okay, moving on to the next concept. Okay, main is done. Class. Now let's work on classes and objects and constructor. We will try to be quick on this term. Let's see how do you create a class. Let's say, for example, I'm creating a class called as employee. Yes. So what is the definition for class? In very simple term, in your own words, if you wish to give me, you can say that a class is a collection of data members and member function. Data members corresponds to properties and member function corresponds to the action on those properties. Yes. So you can have your own terms. You can have your own simple definition for it. Okay. Again, if I have to give you one more definition for a class is a blueprint. Okay. So what is an object? An object is an instance of a class or an implementation of a class. So what is happening in object is here that whenever I create a class, there will be a simple template created for my functioning. So if I have to actually make some use, if I have to actually do some execution, if I have to actually place some value into my data, class is not the option. So I will have to implement the class in the form of object. Do you get the point? So object is an instance of a class means that if an object is created, all the variables, all the functions, and everything present in the class will be having a memory into that particular object pointer. You get the point, guys? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So let's say, for example, I've got an employee. I'll say employee ID. I have got name, so I'll say string name. Yes, then I'll be just making use of these two things for now, and then later we can increase. So let me just save this. I'll save this as class into a folder. Let me just call this as employee. Okay, this is Java, because I'll be having a lot of series, so I have to make it in this way. So if I'm creating a class, I would require a member. Let's say I'm creating a member function here, which is going to accept all the details. So I say accept. Okay, very simple. I can just have scanner to help me with this. So I'll say scanner SE is equal to new scanner, right? And then I can write system dot in, because I'm taking the input from the keyboard. System.in is to take input from the keyboard. System.out is to print to the machine in which we are working with. Again, we can do it into some other context as well. So here I will be asking for some input. So I will have to prompt the user to do so. So I can make use of print or print ln. Print and print ln. The difference between both of them is that print is used to print in the same line and the cursor remains in there. If I say ln, it is going to go down to the next line. The cursor will move on to the next line. I'll say enter employee ID and name. Yes. So now let's accept the value. How am I going to do that? I'll say name is ID is equal to sc dot next, because this is an integer value. Next int. Yes. Do you all hear me? Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then for the name is equal to sc dot.
SC dot next.
And
Okay. So this is for accepting. For displaying the values, I will say void, let's say display or show method, whichever you wish to call. Yes. So how are you going to deal with this? You can write again simple so statements and print in the value which you have accepted. So you can simply write employee details are employee details are, and you can say ID, do a double inverted comma, ID this. Let's keep a backslash n. Everything in the same line, you can do that, right? So you can do a plus and have ID here. Do a plus again, double inverted comma, and let's say let's take out and. We will keep backslash n and name hyphen and then plus name. So println only accepts string value into it. So if I try to write any value like id, which is an integer, it is going to implicitly convert the integer into string and will be printing the string value of your integer. You get the point? Yes.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now my
Yes,
class
ma'am.
is ready. I wish to execute the code. How will I do that? I'll do a cd going into my class and then let's compile. How do you do that? Java C tab. Okay. So you learn through your mistakes. If you're working with Eclipse, you don't need to worry about this. Import java.util.start. Yes. See this? No error. Let's try executing this. Yes. There's no main. You get the point? You need to have a main class into your system. So let's say I'm creating a class called as class test. I can have that into my same file. That's
File.
okay. Or you can create different files. Yes. That's okay. It does not make any difference to me. So I can simply have this test method, okay, containing public static void main. You get the point, guys? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, what are we going to do? We are going to write our code. How will you write this? So I want to call the accept and display method. How will you do that? I need to create an object of this class. Yes, so I
Object,
can do it in, yes, employee E is equal to new employee. Yes.
yeah.
So if I write only this statement, this is called as object reference. Okay, that means a reference E has been created. If I just write simply, okay, let's say for example, I have not written this code in here. Okay, let's say I just have only written in here, only till this code. This means that an object E has been created, a reference has been
Your voice is broken, ma'am.
The voice is broken, ma'am.
created, which right now points to nothing.
Voice is broken, ma'am.
Okay, it is just
Ma'am, your
floating
voice is
around.
broken,
It
ma'am.
is not having connected or pointing to
Ma'am,
anything.
ma'am, we are unable to hear you, ma'am.
As soon as I write this means that new is a keyword used to in Can you hear me now, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The connection was lost. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
So now we were trying to create an object and call the method. So I can write employee dot accept, okay, and employee dot display. Yes. So it is using these object references. The method definitions will be called accordingly. So if I try to again execute the code, if you check in here in the program files, in your file section, you can see here that a test class has also been created. So I can call in there, okay, I can say Java test. Yeah, so I just need to accept the values and I'll be getting the output. You get this, guys? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me just share the required thing, not the entire thing. Okay. So now, where does the thing come? So these are your data members, member functions. So I have got one more concept called as constructor. So I can have constructor to my class, which is going to help me to instantiate the object. Instantiating the object, or I would rather say allocate, initialize the object is going to be the correct term with the values. Okay, so as and when the object is created, so as and when I'm writing employee E is equal to new employee, at this time itself, uh, I want to call the method which is going to automatically initialize the object employee. Yes. So that this is done in this way. So instead of creating a different method altogether, I can create a constructor. Okay, so I don't have to write this. I will be simply writing something like this. So what is this? This is a constructor. So as the definition says, a constructor is a special member function which has same name as that of the class and has got no return type. The significance is to initialize the object for which the constructor is created. Constructors are of three types: default, parameterized, and copy constructor. Yes. And what else? Anything else about the constructor? Constructor can be public, constructor can be default. Okay, you cannot inherit a constructor because constructors are something, constructor chaining concept comes into picture. Okay, so that means if I have got a child class which is inheriting employee class, so this child class will be implicitly calling the child class default constructor, will implicitly call the parent class constructor. Yes. So there's a default chaining which is going on into the system, which is called as constructor chaining. It is also one of the concepts. Yes. So this is basic. We don't need to worry about it. What if I have the other type here? Okay. So if I try to execute my code directly from this system, okay. Let's say, for example, if I try to run my code again, compiled, so it is going to give me an error because I will have to get rid of the method because except does not exist. Okay. So I will simply have to compile the code and execute it. So I don't have to call the accept method. This is done automatically within the same line. So this is also reducing the number of line of code which I have. Yes. This is constructor default construct. Default constructors are without any parameters. Okay. So instead of having a display method as well, I can also have a toString method to directly display me the value. Yes. Can you guys tell me how do you override a toString method? Yes. Any idea? Can you all hear me? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
ma.
Yes. So this was default constructor. Now parameterized constructor. I will be writing int id,
Parameterized
comma
constructor.
string name. Yes. So now I won't be accepting it from the user. I want to assign it directly. Okay, so I don't need this one. So I can write id is equal to id. Yes. And name is equal to name. Does not make sense. Hence, one more concept comes into the picture. The new concept is
This
this.
this keyword.
Yes. This is used to refer to the current instance. That means if I am calling this particular thing, so let's say if I'm calling employee
Parameter.
one is equal to new employee. And then I will be passing some value here. Let's say, for example, I'll be passing 101, comma, XYZ in here. Okay? You get the point?
Yeah.
Okay? So this 101 will be assigned to ID. XYZ will be assigned to name. And this ID and name will be assigned to ID and name of your class ID and name. Do you get the point, guys? Yes?
Yes, sir.
So this is used to refer to the instance. So here the instance which I'm referring to is employee 1. Okay, so if I have to display this value, I will say employee 1 dot display. Yes, this is how it works. So it is going to call all the stuff in that perspective. This is calling default constructor and the other constructor. Likewise, you have copy constructor, one of the important concepts present in Java. Yes, again, one of the important concepts for your interviewer. So you can also have that. How do you do that? You just simply write in here. Instead of passing an ID and value, you are going to pass the same object. Yes. So you will say this dot ID is equal to EE dot ID and this dot name is equal to EE dot name. So now how are you supposed to call this one? You will be writing in this format. You will say employee. Let's say employee 2 is equal to new employee. Okay. And here you go. You can write employee 2 dot display. So display like this. Okay. So let's try compiling it, and this is how you execute. So because okay, this is a default constructor called, you will have to change this one. So let's say, for example, I want to create a copy of object number employee E1. Okay, employee 1. So this is how it is going to go. Getting this, guys? Yes, we can see this employee has been duplicated or copied inside my employee 2. Employee 1 has been copied in employee 2. Getting the deal? Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyone, do you want me to go slow or do you want me to explain any concept again, or this is very trivial, you want me to go ahead, I'll do that. Okay, it has to be a collective decision. Yes, guys? What do you say? You understand this? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Copy constructor. Yes, constructors cannot be final, constructors cannot be private. What happens if you have a final constructor? Compilation error. What happens if you have a private constructor? You cannot create an object. So that is again an error. Yes? Why do you want to restrict it? What else? Can you have a protected constructor? Yes, guys? Protected constructor, default constructor. Anybody?
Default constructor by default JVM will provide now.
Yes. If we do not specify the, because initially when I was working in here, okay, I did not have an employee. I was having an accept method, right? So because I have not created it, although this was called, right? This employee was called. So JVM was internally creating a default constructor for your system. Yes. This is about classes and objects and methods and constructors. So this thing is done. Any doubt with this? Yeah? We good? Guys?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah. Any question? Anybody? Any question that you have that you wish to talk to me? Any interview question that you might have encountered?
Can I know the let and set?
Can I know?
Let set.
I cannot hear you. What are you saying?
Set set and
Can you type? Yes, can you type? So
yes,
this is a basic questionnaire which I have. You can see here. Can you declare constructor final as one of the questions? Okay. This is the only question which I have with me. There were still more. Yes. Can you chat? Are you chatting with me? I saw one question, ma'am. Yes, tell me. What is set? Okay. Set is an interface which is present in collection frameworks. Okay. Collection frameworks, guys, it is one of the concepts which you have into your system. If you check in here, okay, it is an OOP concept. Okay, here, collection framework. It is a collection of interfaces and implementing classes to implement data structures into your system. So
Yeah.
you can make use of list, you can make use
List,
of queue, you can make use of set.
queue,
Yes.
set, and
So if
map.
you wish to check more on this, I can show you collection framework image. Okay, this image is there readily available on the internet. You can see there. This is set. Can you see here?
yeah, ma'am.
This
Yeah.
is set. Okay.
List, queue, and set, and map.
So this was your question. Somebody saying something. Please, can you be a bit louder? Who was it? Moving on to the next concept. Okay, which is arrays. Can you guys tell me about arrays? What are arrays? Guys, arrays.
Ma'am,
Are we clear about class?
it is a
Yes,
set of
yes.
elements with same elements and different data types.
Do you think it is correct? How is it possible to have an array with same elements and different data types? This does not make any sense.
Ma'am, an array is a set of homogeneous elements.
Yes, when I say homogeneous, it is going to be of similar data type. Yes, correct. So an array is collection of multiple elements of same data type or homogeneous data type. Whenever an array is created, it is going to initialize the member directly. Okay. So a continuous memory location is allotted to the array that you create. Okay. Array is nothing but a pointer to the very first memory location.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so let's see how do you write programs in array. So let's say I'm creating class and then let me just name it as array test. Okay. There are two types of array, single dimension array and multi-dimension array. When I say single dimension array, it is going to have a single row, a continuous memory of single row. Whereas if I say multi-dimension, it can be 2 dimension, 3 dimension, 4 dimension, and which dimensions you're working with. Okay. So let's say this is my class again. This is for arrays. Okay. I have got some set of programs already with me. I can share that with you because I won't be having a lot of time to write the programs. But I can show you how do you initiate a program that you're working with. Okay. Since we are working with object oriented concept, we will try to avoid making use of the same class to the same method to work with everything. Okay, this is a very trivial thing, just trying to make it more easy. First of all, we need public static void main, right? String of args. Yes, this is how we do it. So what am I going to write in here? If I wish to create an array, how do you declare an array? You can write int a. This is one way. Okay, the other way is int, let's say a. Okay, you can do it in this way, a. But this was something which was done in C. So taking the same thing into the picture, okay, the same phenomena into the picture. Now we will have to write some extra into it. Something like this is equal to new and then int. And then you specify the size. The size can be whatever you do. So whenever an array is declared, it is at that point of time you also declare the size of the array, and it cannot be changed ahead. So it is fixed. Size cannot be changed. Array is collection of multiple elements of same data type with the fixed amount of members that can be fit into it. Okay, you get the point? It cannot be more than what is mentioned. But at the time of declaration, if you make it the way you want, so it cannot be more dynamic. It is a fixed size. So if I have to deal with something which is dynamic, then I can go for array list. I can go for vectors. They can help me out with the dynamic memory issue. You get the point, guys?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
They might ask you for this question as well. Let's say, for example, this is 12, so I can store values for 12 elements. Similarly, I can do it in this way, int, and then I can specify the value here. I can also write in int a of this is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, sorry, the bracket's gone wrong. So this will say that an array is generated with such value into it. Even this is allowed. You can also have this way into your system. Okay, let me just show it to you. So let's say you create this,
Yeah.
and then you can also specify it directly here. Yes, getting the point? So the reason for me to show you in such a variation or the varieties which you see in here is because in interview you might be getting some questions, or they might give you some twisted forms. So you should be knowing all the forms which are available to help you understand the concept. If you find something which is not convincing you, or you're not satisfied with a particular thing, go and research it. Contradict what I'm teaching here. I am okay with that. Yes, your contradiction is going to increase your knowledge, and simultaneously I'll gain something which I must have never encountered before. Yes, there's no losing, there's a win and win situation. If you think it is not correct, talk it out to me. Yes, do you get me this? Do you get about this? Everybody clear with this? Yes, Jyoti, you seem to be very tired. She left, I suppose.
No, ma'am.
Yes, you get this? Okay, so these were the ways. Can you guys tell me the what do you call, um how do you initialize the values in here? If I want to put the value 1 2 3 4, I can do it in one of the ways which are mentioned in here. What if I want to accept it from the user? I make use of index numbers. I'll say a of 0 is equal to some value, a of 0 1, a of 0 2, a of a of 1 2, a of 2 3, a of 3 4, right? So I know that a of 0 1 2 3 is going to change. Array indexes, array position starts with 0. So how am I going to deal with this? I will have to write it in this way. Let's say, for example, I'll ask the user to enter the value of system.out.println. Who can help me out with this code? What should I write in here? Come on. Yes. What is going to be my next statement? How to accept the data from the user?
Scanner and looping statements.
Sorry?
Scanner
Tell me,
class and
guys.
looping statements.
Yes, we can make use of scanner class. There's an alternative which is very, very, what do you call? Very much used into the system. Let me just show it to you. A hint will be enough. Okay, this is called as buffered reader. Okay, buffered reader BR is equal to new buffered reader. I have typed it so many times that it is very um, into my system. So buffered reader is going to read the data in the form of character stream and store your data into BR. Okay, BR is going to buffer your data. But to accept the value, I would require input stream. So I will say is equal to new input input stream reader. Now, what is an input stream reader? Buffered reader is a class. Input stream reader is a class. Okay, so this input stream reader is going to help me to accept the data from the system keyboard, that is from system.in, and will place the value inside BR. And using BR dot read method, I can read the values in any format. Do you get the point, guys? Yes? So how do you accept integer value? So if I'm saying br.readline, so for read line, I'm going to write it in such a way. Let's say for arrays, how am I going to do that? I'll say for I, int I is equal to 0, I is less than the length. I know the size, I can go for 4. Yes, if I don't know the size, what is the other way into which I can know the length of the array? The size of the array.
Size of n minus 1.
Yes?
N minus 1 mom size.
What is n?
It's the size of the array.
But I have not declared any variable in here for n, for getting the size of the array.
Length
Array
function.
dot length
Array
minus
dot length
N
function.
Length
minus
minus 1 mom.
array dot length
What is
minus
length?
length.
What is length?
It is
Array length mom. Array length. It's the
it's a
element.
method used to provide the length of the array.
Length is
Array
a
What is
elements
it? It
function.
is
length
a
mom.
property
Length
or
is a
method
function.
or what it is?
Function of
Method
the.
length.
This is the method mom. One of length is a method.
One of the method.
Length is a method, but it is without any bracket. What do you think?
We need to use that.
Yes? Yes, guys? So the question might appear, what is the difference between array.length and string.length? Now this is a question.
Array means there is a array elements to check the length mom. Array elements input that array elements could check. A string length is equally the string world can check.
Of
Length of the
course. So
world.
this is how we write. Okay, if I have to get the length, okay, I'm just writing this. So the question is, let's say for example, I have array. I'll say array dot length. Okay, this is how I write to get the length of the array. And for string, I'll say string dot length. What is the
bracket.
difference between the two lengths which are mentioned in here? You see the
String length is
difference?
a method mom. String length is a method.
For getting the length, yes. Then
Yeah.
what is this above thing? What is this length? That is what we need to use in here. What is it?
Property. Property.
Yes. It is a property. It is a final variable of the class array. Yes?
Yeah. Thank you.
You get this?
Yeah, ma'am.
Correct. Okay. So how do you write it? So you can simply, instead of writing 4, you can simply write the array name a dot length. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which will again return us the same thing. So I'll say I plus plus.
Okay.
And then here, I will have to accept it from the user, the 4 values from the user. How will I do that? If I'm making use of scanner, the things are going to be simpler in this term. So let me just give you an example for that one, and then we'll move on to buffered reader. Scanner SE is equal to new scanner system. I need to type it out somewhere and then copy paste it every time, right? So I will write here, I will say A of I. What is A of I? Every time this I is going to be 0, then it would be incremented to 1, then 2, and then 3, and then when it becomes 4, it will come out of the loop. That means that considering an array, if it is created of size 4, the position number is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, and it is never going to be 4. So if I try to keep it as equal to 4 as well, that means it is going to give me an exception. What is the exception that I might get if the index number is more than the specified one? What is the exception?
Index out of bound.
Array index out of bound.
Correct. The biggest of all, array index out of bound. Yes, correct. So these things you should be knowing. So I can just write as equal to se dot next int. Okay, and then simply if I want to show the values, I can also go with this term. Okay, the array elements are, I can write it in this way. I'll be using the same loop, same type of loop, but doing some other task. What is this other task? I will be simply printing the value. Yes, let's do it in this way. I'll say system dot out dot print. So instead of writing print ln, I'm writing print. You can see the difference between them. Okay, I am writing this in here. I don't need the extras which are present. Okay, I can have a tab space and then print the other values. Okay. Okay, now let's try executing this code. Okay, I'll be getting an error. Why? Because the reason for me to get an error. Anybody? What is error into my code? Import statement missing.
Yeah, ma'am, scanner.
Yes, the scanner. Yes, for the scanner. Correct. So let's see whether this works. Let's go behind cd dot dot and then let's do Java C. Again, cd and arrays. This is my class name. I'll say, sorry, folder name Java C. Array test. Till I made mistake. Very trivial one. Mistakes which you make and then you also solve it during the interview is not going to harm you. But mistakes you make and you're not able to solve it out, then that is going to be counted as that you don't know the concept. So make sure you don't have any mistakes, that you don't create any mistakes. If you do, make sure you clear it out. Let's say I am writing the code. Yes, you can see the output. Tab space. Print is printing me the values in tab space. Yes, simple array, not a very big deal. Now let's try this with buffered reader and I will. If I'm writing with buffered reader, I'll say java.io.star. So everything inside that will be accessible to me. So I cannot write it in this simple format. I would rather write it in this way. I will say br.readline. So readline is a method used to accept the value using buffered reader. So what am I going to do? First of all, I need to convert this. So I will be writing integer. Okay, we make use of wrapper classes, integer dot parse int. Okay, it will pass or it will change everything or convert everything. So this readline method accepts the value in the form of string. So I need to convert the string into integer, hence I will have to parse it using integer wrapper class. What are wrapper classes?
Non-primitive classes. Non-primitive classes.
These are the classes for your primitive data types which you have, which is going to convert your primitive into, it is going to perform auto boxing and unboxing. Yes, they help you to do the same.
Yes.
Okay, so this is what you have and then printing becomes easy. So this is how you write it. Yes, So it will function the same way. It will function the same way. The only difference is that buffered. Now, spelling mistakes. That is what you need to. Oh, come on. Read. That is the method used. The question is incompatible types. Int cannot be converted to string. I'm converting. Oh, this is what you write. You make use of read line. Now this particular thing, if you read out the error in here, it is saying that an unreported exception, IO exception, must be caught or declared to be thrown. Now, why is this line giving me an error? This is actually my compiler forcing me to handle the exception. Okay, what is exception? Any abnormality in the code which abrupts the normal flow of execution. There is no issue to my code, but still it is not allowing me to execute. It is because my compiler is forcing me to handle it. So what am I supposed to do? I should either use a try or catch block, or I can make use of throws. Now, what is the significance of making use of any one of this is that, let's say for example, in here, this br.read line is going to be taking in data from anywhere. It is not only from system, so it is involving other resources into it. So your compiler is asking you to handle it beforehand. So this is how you do it. You write throws. Okay, in whichever function or method you have declared your that particular method is defined. Okay, that means this readline method is defined in main method. So for this method signature, you will have to write this IO exception. So this, you can see the error is saying it all. Unreported exception. This means that you will have to handle the exception at the time of compilation. That means in this way. And which exception? IO exception. Even that is mentioned. Which is supposed to throw me an exception? It is readline method. So everything is there in your program error that you can sort out. If at all you are stuck. Yes? Getting the deal, guys? So compiled and executed. Yes?
Yeah.
Done. Okay, now everything within the same thing does not look good, right? So let's now try to make it in an object oriented way. How will you do that? I'll be creating a method. Let's say call it as void set array. This is what I give the name as set array elements. You can name it whatever you want. Okay, so whatever a file was required, let's say whatever line was required to perform the task, I'll put it inside this. Yes. Then I have one more method, void show array element. Okay, so I can put this everything inside. And here we go. Okay, so now this will still give me an error because my buffered reader and my both the objects are outside. It's inside the main method, which is not accessible by this. So I shall make buffered reader, okay, and this, the member of my class. Yes, you get this, guys? And of course, this is going to throw me an exception because I'm reading it here. So instead of writing this throw in my IO exception inside my main, I can put it inside my this. You get this, guys? Yes, people. Everybody is low. So now if I have to call these methods, I can make it static as well, or I can create an object and call them. So what is the name of my class? It is array test. A is not A. AT is equal to new array test. Okay, and then you call the methods. So AT dot AT dot what? Set array elements and AT dot show array elements. Yes. So now let's try executing the code. Because I've called the set element here, I will have to also throw it here. Okay, this was one of the concerns. Yes. I will have to also catch up in here in both the direction, in both the method signatures. Yes. And you yes, guys. Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would recommend you all to write programs in an organized way. Okay. Same goes for your other programs that you can write. That is in advanced. That is in multi-dimension array, for strings, for loops and series and patterns. Okay. Do you guys get this? Any doubt with this? Yes, people. Do you have any doubt with this, guys?
Ma'am,
Hmm.
ma'am, may I know throw and throws difference?
Difference between throw and throws. Okay, both of these are the key. Can I just switch on the light? It is all dark in here. Just a minute. Okay. So throw and throws, both of them are keywords which are used to handle the exception. So when I say throw, throw is used to explicitly invoke an exception. Okay, that means I make use of throw and then I write new and then whichever exception I wish to explicitly call. Okay, whereas if I make use of throws, throws is a keyword which is used to postpone the exception. That means that here in the method signature I wrote throws IO exception. So there are chances that br.readline might incur an exception into my program and it will pose an abnormality to my code, or it will stop the execution. So this IO exception is going to handle the exception that might occur into my code. You get the point? Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Difference between throw and throws.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody, are we good here?
Is there any necessity of importing any what we are importing any packages in case of executing that statement, or else by
No, it's not
default the
required.
class will provide
The class will allow you to work because system is in lang package, so it will allow you to work with in and out. That's okay. It will work there.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. So that's it, guys. We shall meet tomorrow, 4 o'clock. If you have anything, if you wish to talk to me, then you can let me know. Okay.
Okay.
I have sent a screen capture on WhatsApp group of the topics that you should be prepared for, all the questions that you should be knowing how to deal with them. Okay, you're there on the WhatsApp group, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you all receive it? Yes.
Yeah.
Our voice is breaking.
If not received it, just others, please forward it to other people,
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. We
or you
received. We
can be
received.
active